Welcome back. Well, it seems Seymour Hersh's controversial article defending the arsenal, asking if nuclear warheads can be kept safe in an unstable Pakistan, is getting just the kind of reception he was probably hoping for. Pakistan's undivided attention. And the response to Hersh's article has come quick and sharp. Last night, Pakistan's military spokesman told NewsEye how Chairman Joint Chief of Staff Committee categorically rejected any hypotheses posed by Seymour Hersh. General Tariq Majid slammed the contents of the article as absurd and the intentions of the author as being mischievous. So, is the US media being a little too critical of Pakistan's defense mechanisms or ability to protect them? Well, let's speak with the author of the article himself, Seymour Hersh, who joins me live on the line tonight from the United States. Good evening to you. Thanks very much indeed for being with us. Perhaps first of all, if you could clarify the precise status of the agreement you claim that is set up between Pakistan and the United States.
Well, what I wrote was simply that after this original, as you look, you probably don't know, but because talking about talking anything about nuclear weapons in Pakistan is a taboo, as you know. It's a stake of trust. But what I wrote was that after the President Obama, my president, announced the AFPAC policy, this new policy of pushing the Pakistani military into aggressive action against the Pakistani Taliban, what we're seeing happening right now in Waziristan with all sorts of mixed results. That policy included the idea that we would urge, help Pakistan secure, we would be willing to help Pakistan secure its nuclear arsenal in case of a crisis. And the reason we were so interested in getting involved in this there's two reasons. One, of course, is this has been going on for a long time, that America has been involved for years in working with the Pakistan nuclear complex on security issues. Secondly, it's also a fact that we've been trying to encourage India to pull its forces away from the border with Pakistan so we could free up Pakistani troops. This is the American idea. Free up the Pakistani division or two to go fight the Taliban in Waziristan or in Swat Valley. And the Indians, this is early this year, the Indians said to us, we're not doing anything as long as we're worried about the Pakistani nuclear arsenal. And we were able to tell India this spring that we can assure you, India, that we are there, that there'll be no missiles fired at you accidentally, there'll be no rush to judgment. We are there helping to ensure that the Pakistani arsenal is safe from a mutiny, safe from takeover by bad people, whatever the fantasy is. This was the genesis of the whole idea, that we would be able to, we've offered our services to your country, our special forces, for help.
The trouble is, though, Mr. Hersh, that you're a very respected veteran journalist, both not in the US, but here too. But your article seems a little sensationalistic, given that every official has denied the existence of any such agreement.
Well, why don't I read you what Admiral Mullen, the chairman of the American Joint Chiefs of Staff, actually testified to Congress. This is something that was pretty much overlooked, that certainly got my interest when I read it earlier this year. This is in May of this year. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who, as you know, has a good relationship with General Takayani,
sure.
He said, look, he actually said in a news conference first, I know what we've done over the past 3 years. This is with Pakistan, specifically to both invest, assist, and I've watched Pakistan improve their security fairly dramatically. I've looked at this, as hard as I can over a period of time. He later told the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, quote, we have invested a significant amount of resources through the Department of Energy in the last several years to help Pakistan improve their controls on its arsenal. Quote, they still have to improve them. I mean, you don't have to take my word for it, but we have the chairman of the American Joint Chiefs of Staff saying, well, at least for the past 3 years, we've been doing quite a bit with Pakistan.
But
I don't know how you can deny those words.
So you translate devoting a significant amount of resources as an actual unit that's at the ready to come to Pakistan?
No, what this did was got my interest, and I began to do reporting. Because sure. What are they talking about? What's going on? And I did learn then that we have actually, what it is that there's a unit available. I'm not talking about anything that's been called into action. We have told your leadership, your General Kayani, that we have a very highly a Joint Special Operations Command unit available in case of a crisis, in case of a mutiny, or in case of some group of what Musharraf told me he calls fundos, some group of jihadists or what you will, insurgents, not many, grab control of a facility. We are there in case, as a backstop. That's what I'm writing. I'm not writing more than that if you read what I say carefully.
Sure, but in your article you also say that Admiral Mullen said that he wasn't aware of any such unit. But let me ask you, is this the very agreement and unit that you said came out to and reached Dubai at some point in the summer?
No, that's a separate unit. We have another unit that we have. Look, America has been obsessed with worrying about Pakistan's nuclear security for years, as have other countries, obviously India. And so we've been watching this and working and trying to improve your command and control elements. All of this has been pretty much acknowledged by your government, particularly after 9/11. It's not as if somehow we're innocent and this is brand new. This has been going on for some time. And I should tell you also, there's a great deal of respect we have for the Pakistani military. And we don't think anything's going to happen tomorrow. This is just done to ensure that in the future, things are pretty rugged right now in Pakistan. There's a lot of problems with the bombings, etc. And clearly, some of the insurgent groups, when they certainly bombed your military headquarters and they assassinate generals, clearly there's inside information being given away.
Well, they didn't bomb, just to clarify for the viewers, they didn't bomb the military headquarters. It was a handful of men who attacked it with guns. But just to clarify some more of your article with you while we've got you on. But the point being,
let me just say that, but the point being clearly, as I'm just from the Pakistani press, there's a lot of speculation that that group that penetrated in Rawalpindi had inside information, knew where the weaknesses were. That's the point. The point is if it's possible to do that, is it possible to use inside information on a nuclear facility, a storage facility, or a bunker? That's one of the issues.
Sure, and that's something we raised with the military spokesman himself yesterday, and he slammed it as absurd and mischievous on your part. I wonder if you have any comments about that.
Well, look, I understand. I understood writing this story there would be incredible denials, because what else could you do? And one could argue that the United States was almost silly to get into any kind of an understanding. I was told in Washington, a formal agreement, maybe no, but an understanding is a better way to describe it. It's an informal agreement between Admiral Mullen and Kayani or their aides or others. I don't want to get. I can't tell you which particular branch, but there's just no question that my government's been intensely interested in helping your government improve, and that's the word we would use, your ability to maintain control, how you would target, what you would do. I've also, quote somebody as saying, we were given a virtual look, that is a computerized look at some of the assets you have. And all I can tell you is that, as you say, I've been around a long time. I'm very careful about stuff. I understand that this is going to be immediately criticized and immediately denounced and immediately denied.